Okay, I need to share with you something before we start with the video because it's so freaking funny. Okay, let me introduce you before actually. This is my second skin. I wear this thing the whole winter. It's made of lamb wool from Hiiumaa. It's the warmest thing ever. But anyways, we are in my beehives. Yay! We're gonna go and say hi to bees. We are in Estonia and I need to share with you. I was just putting on a shirt before coming here and it says, finger roll, letting the ladies know I have the touch. And then it has my name on it. We got it for our national team when we were like 14 years old. And I never like realized what this thing means. And now I'm reading this and I'm like, seriously? That's what you bought us when we were 14? And then you put our names on the back? Well, anyways, it's funny. Before me and my dad, or before I decided that I'm not going to work with my dad anymore, I figured that perhaps we can do it so that I have some hives and he has some hives, so we're like separate, but we sell them together. So I took myself 20 hives and I prepared them for winter the way I wanted to do it. And but then we started to fight, and it was obvious for me that we cannot do anything together anymore, and I want to give the hives back to my dad because why would I keep them? Whoa, did you see that bee? And my dad said that he's not gonna take them back. So now I have like 20 hives. Actually, I think maybe not everybody's not alive anymore because sometimes in the winter some hives die. So we're gonna go and check out the hives and give them, just clean them off a little bit, and I'm excited. They're actually flying. I was waiting for a warm day because it's been so cold in Estonia that I couldn't go and open them up. But it's good to see that they are flying themselves, so I don't feel guilty about like intruding their sleep when they're cold and cozy in their hives. Okay, shut up. Go and work. Yeah. No, actually, I forgot. This is funny. I don't have a smoker because I ordered one because I don't have any tools for beekeeping or anything. I don't have anything, and you need a smoker to manage them. But I don't have one, so I improvised, and I have sugar water. Some people use sugar water instead of smoke, but I have never used it, so I don't know. And then I took this. This is funny. This one is for frying stuff, but we'll use this to clean, and this we will use to get the honeycombs away from each other. It's a bottle opener. I'm a genius. Let's revolutionize beekeeping. Perhaps I need more gloves, new gloves. So you can see in the bottom there are bees who died in the winter. It's totally normal because the bees naturally die. So there are some bees that died in the winter. And then you can see already there is so much yellow pollen. So they are collecting pollen already. You can see it. So I'm just gonna clean that off. You can see this is a very strong hive and it has cleaned itself off itself. So bees can clean themselves off, but it will just take a lot of energy in the spring, and and it's nice to do it for them. You always have to put them back in the same place that they were. Exactly. Because they are like, they have some kind of mechanism that they would fly back exactly where they fly off. So if you move it here, they would fly back over here even if there is no hive, and they would be so confused where their home went. So you have to put it back exactly in the same place. Hi bees! These two are really strong hives. Let's open them up. Pray for me. Why do I do this? Look at this. They start to build a new comb already. That's so cute. My bees are so cute. Somebody gave them some food already for spring. They ate it all, as we can see. They're actually so nice and calm. So what I'm doing, I'm just checking if they have enough food and if they have a queen who is laying eggs. And then I will give him new frames so they don't have to improvise like they did already. Uh-oh. If it doesn't work, at least it's free food for them. Right? I say the bottle opener is not as good as I thought it would be. But it gets the job done, so it's okay. Okay, if I take this frame out, they're gonna get really mad at me. I don't want to put my hand there because my glove is broken. You just, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. The problem with bees is that once one bee stings you, they will smell they will smell it, everybody else smells that, and then everybody's gonna get mad. So until you get one, you're okay, but once you get it, then it's over. Yay! Look fast! New baby's coming already! Ah! No! It's over! Game over! Hey! Have some water! Some sugar! Nom nom! Aya! 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 Ah! Let's just give some new frames. Okay, I will say this. I need a smoker. So we're not gonna look for the queen, we're just gonna see if they have enough food and then we'll come back with the smoker one day. Sounds like a plan. Look how beautiful this is though. Perfection. Hi babies. These ones, you see, they don't eat They didn't finish this because it's a much smaller hive. So they are still working on it. Whoa! So this one is super tiny. I'm actually surprised that it even is alive because it was really weak. It was really weak in the fall. They're really mean too. They're all attacking me. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna give them less space so that they don't have to heat up as much space, because when they are growing babies they need it to be really warm for the babies. So we're gonna use this invention of my father to make it smaller. So we will leave 5 frames, and also if the hive is too big for weak hives, then other bees are gonna come from other hives and steal their honey, and it's hard for them to protect themselves if the hive is too big. So it's good to take away all the extra honey that they don't actually need, because otherwise other bees are gonna be mean and just come and take it. But I'm happy to see that all the 5 hives are alive in this place. I have 3 more other places where the hives are. So we will go and look at the other ones as well. I'm really proud of you guys for making it. Good job. I'll see you soon. Okay, this one is extremely angry. Just like mad at the world. Everybody hates everybody. And they're alive, of course. So I'm just gonna do it really quick here. No talking, just like get it done and run to the car. Okay? Some bees never change. Guys, they have new fresh honey here. Perhaps they stole it from the neighbors. Yeah, I think they did. Woo, okay, tree lords, the forest gods, help me with this hive. Guys, I really miss this. Just driving from hive to hive is one of the coolest part of the job actually, because you get to see so many animals on the way. Can you guys see this? And this one? There is a beaver who lives right by our hive. And I have never seen the beaver, but they build these dams, and the sound of the flowing water. I could just sleep right now. But this is one of our second best place for the hives. It produces so much honey, and you would think, oh, nice of my dad to give me the really good place for the bees, right? But this one is also the one where if you would get stuck in one hive, you would get stuck here, because it's literally, there is no road that goes in here. We just drive on the field, and there is a lot of times when we can't come here because it's too muddy, and then we have to walk for like a very long time, long distance. But because it's such a good place for the bees, we don't give this place up. But the last place where we went with the angry bees, they actually have the nicest road going there to the middle of nowhere. It's a dead end, and it's like really weird. Why would they build like such a good road to the middle of nowhere? It's they even did like the whole water drainage systems and stuff, and there is only one thing that means. When they build a good road to the middle of nowhere, it means they're gonna clear cut. It's like the Trojan horse, you know. They say, hey, look how beautiful road we made, you guys, and then boom, the forest is gone next to it. And that's actually happened on both sides. They did clear cut already, so I think they're gonna clear cut more in the future, because there is no need to build such a good road there. It's ridiculous. But yeah, okay, let's go and check them out. Okay guys, so many things happened in 5 minutes. Okay, first of all, there is this poop here. And I just did research for 10 minutes to see whose poop it is, but then I looked the next hive, and I can totally see whose poop it is, because somebody has been trying to eat their way inside of the hive, and it's a marten. They always come in the winter, and sometimes kill some of our hives. And then there was this one hive here that has died. I think it's probably the queen got killed or something happened with the queen. They didn't have any newcomers coming, I think. And then I take the bottom off of the one to clean it off, and behind the bottom was a mouse mother with a newborn baby. Must have been like a 1-day-old baby, because the baby was still like blind with no fur, and I felt so bad. The baby was eating milk, and the mother ran away and left the baby there. So mouse can like kill our hives in the winter, but in the summer they don't come inside. So I felt so bad that I can't kill a 1-day-old baby, so I just left it there, and hopefully the mother comes back. And I mean, I can protect the hives against my mouse, so that the mouse can't get in, so there's no need to kill them for me. So yeah, that happened. Okay, let's continue. Spring is always full of surprises, and sometimes actually there are some snakes underneath the hives as well, because it's a warm place for them. Yeah, let's continue. And by the way, look how cute Jack is. Let me show you. Yeah, Jacko. Good job, Jack. Thanks, Jack, for being here. Look out for the beaver. The beaver dam is right there. Ah, there must be a beaver. I'm sure there is, actually. It's always such a bittersweet moment to come to the hives for the first time in the spring, because you never know what you're gonna see. And whenever you see a hive that didn't make it, it's such a sad moment, because you know, like they're your bees, and you had to take care of them, and you did something wrong if they didn't make it. or perhaps there was something you could have done better. There is always room for improvement, right? And with beekeeping, really, you learn your whole life. It's not something you learn once and then everything is perfect, because there is so many things that you can't control. Like for example, the martins. Like there isn't much you can do about them. Sorry, mean bee is trying to kill me. Ugh. I killed it. You know, when they are so aggressive, you can hear from the sound how they fly, whether they're just flying around or if they wanna attack you. And it got to my hair and tried to sting me right now, and then they die anyways. If they sting you already, they're gonna suffer for a bit before they die. So it's better to just crush them so they don't have to suffer. But yeah, like with the hives, like it's like everybody wants to live. The martins wants to live. You know, if they are hungry in the summer, in the winter, they come and our hives might be the last chance for them. You know, because it's always risky to go and steal food from the bees. So if they come to do that, then you know, it might be their last chance for life. You know, so. But it's just like, yeah, you just like start to think like, oh, was there something I could have done better, you know, especially if it's a really bad winter. Okay, perhaps I will go and talk. This is a sting. It sting me on my brow. Perhaps this is not the best bench to choose to speak to you guys. It's hey Jack. Jack is really scared of bees for obvious reasons. Hey Jack, camera! Come on! The bees get stuck in the fur and then Jack like freaks out. So whenever I go to hives, he will stay like really long distance away from the hive. He's a smart dog, you know. But yeah, it's always such a bittersweet moment to come and look at the bees in the spring, because you never know what you're gonna see, and to see a dead hive sorry, the sound of the hay. Jack, say something. I have ears. I'm like weird with some sounds, like the dry hay and Jack walking on them just give me like shivers. I always like also when people eat and they touch the plate with the fork. It's the worst sound I can. The worst sound I know. Jack, just chill, okay? But you never know what you're gonna see, and to see a hive that has died out in the winter, it's always a tough. It's the hardest part of this job, and you know, sometimes it was your fault. You know, sometimes it was your fault, and sometimes there wasn't much you could do. You know, like if they lose their queen, for example, in the middle of winter when you can't open up the hives, and then they don't have anyone coming in the spring, you can't take a queen. You can't grow new queens in the spring, you know, like, or if the marten comes and destroys the hive, or if the bears come, you know, like there are some things you can do, but like you can't control everything, and there are so many things that sorry, Jack is being like super funny. Jack, I'm trying to talk like really like deep emotional shit here, and you're just like ruining the moment. Where was I? It's sad to see, you know. The worst is when you see that they died because they didn't have any food, because then it's your fault. Absolutely. I mean, the weather also, like climate change is really messing up the winters. Like warm winters are worse for the bees. And right now the bees are like, okay, they survive, but they're not very strong. And it's always like that when we have a good season with heather. Like last August they collected a lot of heather, but usually if there is no heather then they would be already preparing for winter in August, but now they worked all August to try and gather the honey, and then the preparation for winter is late, and that really affects them, and they will always be weaker when there was a good heather season last year. So you know, you just have to understand why they are looking the way they are, and yeah, I mean, now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with those bees, because I now know how many I have. I already actually sold 2. I'm actually really excited because my friend, I'm going to give it to my friend who never had bees before, and it's actually such an exciting thing because bees are so incredibly cool, and beekeeping is so interesting, you know, and people who do it as a hobby, they get really addicted. And I know why. Like for me, like I have produced way too many tons of honey in my life, and it's a really hard job if you do it full time to make money. But if you're just doing it for the fun of it, just to have like few hives in your yard to pollinate your apple trees and stuff, and just to have the bees, it's actually super cool. So I'm actually really excited for my friend, and then I will probably try and sell a few more. I'm gonna keep some. I will try and keep it together with my sister, so if I'm not here then my sister will take care of them. She doesn't know that yet, but hey sister, hi. I mean, this is such a good place for the bees. And Jack, why are you looking like me like this? Can you see that? I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, such a nice weather, and the beaver dam, the water flowing through it is such a relaxing sound. I could just fall asleep right here. Right, Jack, why are you looking at me like you're like super mad that I took you to hive? Did you think we're gonna go to the beach? Play with the ball? Jack is like, what the hell is this? Are you disappointed in me, Jack? Is that not the life that you imagined you gonna have? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come here. Come here, Jack. It's gonna be 2 weeks until the dandelion starts to bloom, and then it's gonna be, then the bees made it. I always say whoever makes it to the dandelion will make it. This is when they first get like really good source of nectar, and then it's not the problem anymore. So sorry, Jack showing you his ass. Jack, you can't show your ass on camera. There is a little bit we can do for the weaker hives. We can take some bees and take some bee babies. Is it brood? It's called brood. I think it is. We can take some brood and some bees and give it to the weaker hives. And we have socialism here, not capitalism. If somebody's doing good, we're gonna take it. We're gonna tax that hive real high and give it to the poor. Yeah. We have really good social system, so I'm gonna help out the little ones in a week or 2 when the smoker arrives. Yeah, I need the smoker, and a little bit warmer day for that to carry the brood, because it needs a warm weather for that. But I'm definitely gonna do it once the weather allows, and there is so much to beekeeping, and it's actually really interesting, super interesting actually. So if you have a yard and you live in a climate where bees survive, then you know, think about it. It's a super cool hobby, and everybody gets so addicted who start with it, and it's, yeah, it's, I mean, your own honey. Imagine eating pancakes on Sunday morning with your family, and you go to the hive and take the honey, and it's still warm, and then you put that warm honey on the pancakes, and then your kids are gonna be like so proud. My parents are beekeepers, and they give us honey, and it's gonna be the best tasting honey because it's your honey. Little birds singing. I am definitely gonna take a nap. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate you. And we'll see you on the next one. Right, Jack? Let me know if you have any questions about the bees. I would love to. I love people always have such exciting, interesting questions about the bees. I would never think about those things, but let me know if you have any interesting questions, and I'll try to answer them. Let's see if you guys can ask me a question about bees that I don't know the answer to. Yeah, right, Jack? Jack, good job today. Squeeze. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, Jack, let's go to the beach. Let's take Jack to the beach.